What is happening, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to go on a bit of an adventure. I thought I'd bring you guys along. There's this video game, like retro video game, massive kind of garage sale type thing happening in Brisbane at the moment. So it's happening today, so I thought I'd get down there, check it out. There's not really anything I'm particularly looking for. Hopefully they'll have some cool PS1 games, maybe some 64 games that I like to pick up, but I thought I'd just go down and check it out. I missed out on the last one that they did a couple months ago, so this is the next one, so I thought I would go down and check it out and bring you guys along. So, that turned out to be one of the shittest vlogs ever, guys. I had this big plan to go in, just record everything, kind of like, I got there was a massive line, I was super excited. The staff were really fucking weird about me walking around with a camera on a tripod. I don't know what it was. I tried, you guys will probably see snippets of it at the start. I tried to record the line, and like the guys that own it aren't the guys that run it. They own, I think they do like window tinting, and there's a cafe, which is like a gaming cafe on the side. So it's kind of a really weird setup. But I think, so the guys that own the coffee shop and the warehouse itself were just really weird about us recording, which is fair enough. It's their business. They might find it dodgy or whatever it is. But I was trying to record the line, and as I was doing that, one of their employees who was taking coffee orders kind of nudged me a little bit and kind of like kept trying to walk in front of the camera. I found that really weird, so I just kind of went to the line, kind of kept to my business. Obviously, I still had my camera in my hand. And then when I got in, it was the same kind of thing. I got a lot of like people staring at me. I had one guy sarcastically was like, "Oh, get some good shots." So I was kind of really uninclined to record anything, which is a shame because it was such a well-run event. The guys that run it, props to you guys. Obviously, I doubt any of you guys are going to watch this, but was a really, really well-run event. My only one downside about it was once we got into the place, the line to wait and then buy things just took way too long. I think I was standing in it for about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. I think it's just part of the problem was how everything was set up. It was kind of in like a shoehorn kind of U-shaped formation. And it should have kind of just been like more, I guess, visible as to where things were. So a lot of people were getting lost, and like my biggest thing was I was going in pretty much for PlayStation 1 games. I was going to look at a few Xbox 360 games and some Nintendo 64 stuff, see if they had some old Game Boy stuff or some old 64 things that I would have liked. So the PS1 section was right at the start, first thing you walk into, really easy to navigate, but the Nintendo 64 stuff wasn't until the end, and my biggest problem was I waited until I got all the way around, which then there was a line for buying stuff, until I realized that there was Nintendo 64 stuff, and I didn't realize that the two lines weren't kind of joined. So I went and saw the 64 stuff and had to look through, and then I had to walk literally all the way back around to nearly where the PlayStation 1 stuff was to then buy my stuff, because that's how big the line had gotten by the time I went and got my stuff and came back. So it was a bit of a kind of misdirection there. That's my only criticism. They had heaps of stuff, guys. I couldn't believe the amount of stock they had of just old school retro games. It was a really awesome time. Good prices. Everyone seemed to be really happy on prices. There were people that literally had, I wish I had more money, I probably would have bought more stuff, but there were people that had literal boxes full of stuff. Because the prices were decent. They were very decent. And I'll go through that in a second, guys. I did want to go through kind of just what I got. Obviously, this vlog has turned into more of just a sitting down, chatting vlog, as opposed to the kind of cool video game montage thing that I wanted it to be. But that's okay. We can sit here and go through what I got. So, the main thing I went in to get was Crash Bash. So, for those of you that don't know, I kind of started off on PlayStation 1, probably my favorite console. Really got me into gaming. The Crash games were a big thing, that's why I've been playing them on my channel at the moment. And I still have all the original games on my PlayStation 1. The one game I don't have is Crash Bash, and it's very difficult to find. So I went in thinking that was my like grail. If I could find that, great. If I didn't, didn't matter. I was kind of just looking around. So the first section, obviously, we got to was the PlayStation 1 section. And they kind of had them, again, really well set out, guys. They were all categorized. They were all had different colored stickers. And the colored sticker, if it was a star or a circle or whatever it was, indicated what the price was. And they had those kind of around everywhere telling you what the prices were. So you were very aware of what the prices were. Like I said, really good prices. The most expensive thing there, I think, game-wise, was around $50, $60. There were some more expensive ones, and I'll get to that in a second, that obviously just had their own kind of written price tag on them. But in general, most of the stock was under $40, which is really good for retro games, especially harder to get games. So, had a look through the PlayStation 1 titles, nothing that really caught my fancy, except for this. Again, didn't come in a case. Well, it came in this generic CD case, but it's Road Rash on PlayStation 1, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever played. I'll try and get some like film kind of footage or something to put up there for you guys. But it was like a really cool kind of motorbike racing game on the PlayStation 1. I used to love it. Pretty much, obviously, the objective of the game is just to get to the end of the track, even though you were just kind of driving forward, and obviously it'd kind of come at you. It was one of those games. But I loved it because you could like kick and like use a chain and whip people and stuff like that. And pretty much the idea was just to be like a real badass and kick all your opponents into oncoming traffic and all that kind of stuff and get them to fall off their bike. And when you fall off your bike would go flying in one direction, you go flying in the other, and then it'd automatically take you back to your bike, you get back on and keep going. So it was a really fun game. I loved it. This was $5, so I can't complain about that. It's a bit scratched up. May or may not work. I haven't tried it on my PlayStation yet, but if it didn't work, it was $5. I was willing to take that risk. Wasn't really much else in the PlayStation 1 that I didn't have already that I was looking for. So we got to the end, and it was kind of like, I could see it was the Grail box that was going to have all the crashes and the Spyros and stuff like that. I was looking at Spyro Year of the Dragon. They only had one copy, though, and the case was split. A lot of scratches on it, and it was $50, so I didn't pick it up just because I think I could probably get it cheaper and better condition if I just source Gumtree, and I'm not in any rush to grab it at the moment. Obviously, I don't think it's going to go up in price or anything like that. But I got to the end there, and I could see one copy of Crash Bash, and there was a little 10-year-old kid in front of me, and he picked it up, and I was just like, no, please. And he had a look at it, like he was perusing it, and he grabbed it, and I was so devastated. It was a game I was coming to get there, and I finally got to the box, and I kind of looked through, and I couldn't find any more Crash Bashes, guys, so I wasn't able to get Crash Bash, which I was really disappointed about. But I had a look around. A lot of their other stuff, their consoles were really well priced as well. If I had more money, I probably would have bought, who knows what I would have bought, to be honest, if I had gone with more money. I specifically, it was only cash only. I specifically took out the amount of money that I wanted to spend so that I didn't overspend, which ended up being really well in my favor, because if I had more money, I would have spent more money. But I got around to the 64 games, and I have got most of the 64 games that I would really like in my life. I own most of them. The only one I don't have is Mario Party, and that's just because I'm not paying $100 for a 64 game that gets pulled out once a year at Christmas or something to play with a bunch of family and friends. So for me, it's not worth it. But this bad boy I saw, so I got him for $25. This is Gex 64. So I have played a lot of the Gex games on PlayStation 1. I think I've got 1 and 2, so I'm not sure if this is it's probably just a port of the first game, but I thought it was cool. I've never seen it on 64. This case is pretty dirty. I'm just realizing now. I didn't really look at it. I was just like, hey, it was like $15. I thought I'll grab it. So the card's pretty dirty, but I can probably give it a bit of a clean. Nothing that a good bit of scrub won't get off. But I was excited to get that, and I was lining up, and I was like, oh, look, I've only spent $20. Like, it's not too bad. There wasn't really anything. I was looking for an extra Nintendo 64 controller. I'm looking for a gold one. I haven't been able to find one for, like, a good price, and they didn't have any gold ones there, so I was a bit disappointed about that. But I was, like, lining up in this massive 40-minute line. We get to the end, and there was a guy in front of me, and he was one of the guys that had a box of stuff. He had so much stuff. And I had a bit of a chat to him in the line, and he was kind of, like, saying, oh, yeah, there was one like this previously at a different address that he'd been to a couple months back that I was going to go to, but it conflicted with when I went to Melbourne on my holiday, so I didn't end up going to that one. He said, oh, I went to the one before, and like they had heaps of stock as well, and I bought a heap of stuff, and I was just chatting to him in general, and he said to me, oh, they usually have a lot of people either like returning games or picking up games and not realizing how expensive they are. And he said to me, he said like, oh, a little tip. He said there will be a box at the end, obviously when you go to pay. He said look through it because it's a lot of the rejects. It's a lot of when people get to the front and they go to pay and they don't realize, oh shit, that game's more than I thought it was, and it gets put in this box. And obviously when the box gets filled, they go and put it back kind of where they're supposed to be. So he gave me a little tip, and he was like, make sure you look in that box before you go, because I was telling him about Crash Bash and how the only copy that I saw a little kid bought and stuff like that. And so we got to the end, and I see this box, and I can see like they had some really good stuff, guys. They had like full boxed mint condition Nintendo 64 games and stuff like that. I was amazed at how much stuff they had. I could see like a Mario Party boxed 64, and I was like, yeah, it's probably like $200, and someone didn't realize how expensive it was. And sitting in that pile, guys, was Crash Bash. So I got Crash Bash. I did pay $50 for it, but it's the game that I went there to buy. This is in a clear protector. I'm really impressed by it. It's barely got any scratches on the disc itself. The case is in perfect nick. So I was like, you know what? This is the exact copy that kid picked up. I guarantee you he picked it up not realizing it was $50. His dad probably didn't let him buy it. So I'm sorry, young kid, if you're watching, but your loss is my gain. I was so excited to find it. Like I said, guys, it was the game I went there for. So to be able to kind of get that little win at the end, I was really excited about. I was really fucking keen to play it. Let me know down in the comments, guys, if you're a big fan of Crash Bash. I'm looking at probably doing a PlayStation 1 series where I go through and play a bunch of my PlayStation 1 games. So Crash Bash will definitely be one that I'm thinking about doing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it just me or if I'm going to get a bunch of mates round and play it and record it, because obviously it'd probably be a bit more fun if I'm playing it with a bunch of mates. But if you want to see that in the Let's Play series, guys, just leave a comment down below and tell me so, and I will definitely put it on my list of things to do. But I'm just excited to get into that. Like I said, it's not scratched up at all, so I'm super pumped. I know it's going to work, and yeah, just absolutely made my day. So apart from the annoying camera stuff at the start, guys, I had a really successful day. So I was really excited to be able to get these games and kind of add them to my collection. And yeah, just wanted to share them with you guys. As always, if you're new here to the Greed Feed, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below, guys. And if you like these kind of videos, make sure to smash that like button as well. I did mean, like I said, guys, to give you guys a bit more of a vlog, and I want to try and start doing more vlog type videos. I might even kind of, if I go on gaming hunts, not more so gaming, but more like, I guess, toy hunting or collectible hunting and stuff like that. I don't do it too much because I don't really chase pop vinyls anymore, but when I do it, I can bring you guys along. If you guys want to see more vlog content like that, make sure to like this video, and I'll definitely know to make them in the future. But like I said, guys, really stoked to be able to get those games, and as always, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're watching, hope you're having a fantastic day, and I shall catch you guys next time.